To cap it all off, Sunday night, as I am feeling depressed about my house party that never happened. Sunday night, my PS3 breaks. So I'm now without a Nintendo DS and a PS3. At least the PS3 still has a guarantee on it. The shop that sold it to me second hand gives it a 1-year failure guarantee, and they will replace it with another. But I have to take pains to save my saved data. It's a pain in the neck. And all the games that I got for my birthday, pretty much all of my birthday presents were all PS3 games. PS3 games and one album on a CD that I'm not super keen on. So anyway, I was not impressed with my friends now any more than I was back then. And what's really infuriating is how they refuse to acknowledge that it's their fault. You know, out of the 44 people who I admit were not all close friends, say maybe 10, 15 of them I would consider to be close friends. Or proper friends. Out of that, no one came. And they all think it's the other 43's fault. It's like, collectively we have no responsibility because somebody else should have come, but not us. Somehow we're absolved of our 44th share of responsibility. And the even more aggravating thing sometimes is when they really don't acknowledge that you're upset about it, as if it's no big deal. Only one person has apologised to me. Only one person has said he was so sorry that that happened, and that's James Riley. And back then, after my 18th birthday, I had so many dreams and aspirations and hopes that I had invested in those friendships, that I had believed were bound up in those friendships, that I did everything I could to hold on to them for as long as I could, and I couldn't. Almost every single one of them, in fact I think pretty much every single one of them, has slipped through my fingers. I'm not going to make the same mistake again. These people have shown me where the true value of our friendship lies, and to them at least it wasn't valuable at all. Maybe for one or two of them, but for the majority of them, even of those I thought were really good friends, for the majority of them, this friendship is just a convenience. So I'm not going to do Herculean feats to try and hold on to these friendships when I probably never had them to begin with. I'm going to look elsewhere. I'm going to put my energy into exploring new places and to striking out into new territory and finding new friends who will live up to the aspirations that I believed friendships should be. Do you know why I don't like Facebook anymore? It's because what it means has changed. Facebook used to be about connecting people. It was not a tool for helping people stay in touch, which is what it has become. It wasn't a tool for people to pass quick messages to each other. Facebook was a tool whereby you could meet someone at a party, forget their name, go to the invites list on the events page, go through the list of faces, see the face that you recognised, click on it, remember that amazing conversation you had with them late at night in that crowded room, and click Add as Friend, and make new friends based on chance encounters. Make new friends because you have proximity to them. It was a tool whereby you could go and look at all your classmates' profiles in your university and see which ones of them had similar interests to you, which ones of them, based on the kind of things they put in their profile and what was written on their wall and so forth, which ones of them do you think you could get on with? It was a tool for helping people to make friends, because we live in such a disconnected world where proximity doesn't mean closeness anymore. We sat in our lectures all day and we never spoke to people, not unless we already knew them. That was my experience of being in a lecture, you know? For the first year, certainly, I would come into my lecture theatre, I would sit down, people would come in and sit around me. Never had a chance to talk to them because we'd all come in time for the lecture, or sometimes late for the lecture. Never had a chance to talk to them afterwards because I was busy going. Facebook used to be a tool for helping people who had something in common, some sort of proximity that was not verbal, make connections and get to know each other. Now people aren't about making friends anymore. It's just about having cliques. Facebook is no longer a social networking app. It's a clique tool. Networking involves making connections. And people don't want to make connections on Facebook anymore. They get upset when people they don't like send them friend requests. They get upset when that boy who has a huge crush on them, or that girl who has a huge crush on them says, "Will you add me?" And they know that they have a huge crush on them and they just want to keep as much distance between them, as if they have a right. As if they have a right not to interact with people they don't like. As if they have a right to their own space in the public sphere that ordinary members of the public are only allowed to intrude on if they're liked, if they're pleasant. This bizarre pseudo-notion of public and private. We have things that are halfway between public and private. They're public to everyone we like and private to everyone else. Everyone who's our kind of person is allowed. It's cliquism, gone mad, taking over the world via social networking. But even this is not really what I wanted to talk about. I'm just warming up, getting things out of my system, getting ready to say some things.